Okay, so obviously I'm talking about Beyond the Savannah. It's and really about what role ecotourism can play in biodiversity conservation. It's a little bit different to what Dr. Leakey was saying. I'm pro-conservation in some areas, so I'd like to plus him a little bit as well. Africa, as you know, more than 50 countries, more than 2,000 languages, more than 1,100 mammals. The world's most diverse and abundant megafauna, and of course, as Dr. Leakey was saying, it's the continent where we evolved. So we're lucky in a way. We're incredibly lucky, and this goes a lot back to that island Africa theory that Dr. Leakey touched on as well. So as a continent, we are one of the richest in terms of carnivores, and you'll see on the next slide the same applies for ungulates, Artiodactyla, and this is one of the things that drives our industry. You can see also where they're distributed, East and Southern Africa, and then on the next slide, primates as well. So those are three sort of classes that I pulled out, and that are relevant to us, and the geographical distribution is also relevant to us. So it's not on this screen. Oh, here we go. Okay, so ecotourism, a critically important contributor to an enabler of modern biodiversity conservation. I think in many cases it's the most important contributor to those things, government notwithstanding. I just take that for granted that you want a framework that I see as the role of government, a framework that can be put in place where private sector or other collaborations can make a difference. So if ecotourism makes this amazing difference, where does it make that difference? So all I did here was just plot basically all the places you people sell or operate in. So whatever it was like 20 odd countries out of 50. Then if you look at the eco-regions, only 43 out of 110. So even if we're present in every biome in Africa, where there are about 10, there are 100 and whatever it is different eco-regions, and we're not present in even half of them. If you look at that versus endemism, same story. Apart from the Albertine Rift, the Virunga Mountains and so on, and Madagascar, there's very limited ecotourism in key near-endemic regions. I mean, critically in Upper Guinea. And the same applies for extinction risk. You'll see there again Madagascar and the Albertine Rift. So typically we operate in places which have low extinction risk. It might be because we're operating there that they have low extinction risk, but the point remains that we should be doing more. If you look at the conservation priority mapping across Africa, again, you'll see the Albertine Rift there, the Ethiopian highlands. Nick Crane's here from Simeon Lodge. There's a nascent ecotourism industry in Ethiopia that's making a difference, but we can do far more. So this is what ecotourism and therefore conservation looks like as a result of our efforts in Africa. It's not bad. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, add rhino in there or what have you. But it could be far more wide-reaching than that. So how many of you sell any destinations with those species in them, for example? Zebra daikon, pygmy hippo, and the western red colobus from Upper Guinea, the drill from Bioko and Cameroon, Nigerian highlands, the carpi from the DRC, or any of those for that matter. So addax in the bottom left there are probably less than 200 left in the wild. Dama gazelle, top left, same thing, less than 400. Scimitar oryx just recently reintroduced into the wild again. In Chad, they were extinct in the wild. Barbary sheep, fennec, and so on. So I want to end it by saying, what's your next move, and what are you going to do about it? Because if we continue to just focus on the savannah, we aren't going to make an impact. Thanks.